aiming for now is just to get lucky. Miss a punch that could have hurt, catch you with a punch that's going to hurt him. So it's kind of like when they say all in the bank, it's putting it all in the bank and then
Who was it? Who was it? I did that to? Because that Cuban did it to.
Something changed, you know. And okay, come and train in camp and see what.
Carl Froch is reportedly undergoing intense training behind closed doors alongside Anthony Joshua as he gears up for a possible showdown with John Fury. According to inside sources, Froch has been working on improving his speed, fitness, and overall sharpness through high-level sparring sessions. This doesn't appear to be light or routine training. It's a focused and dedicated effort to get back into top form. People close to the camp suggest that Froch is determined to regain his rhythm and timing before stepping into the ring again. His decision to train with someone like Anthony Joshua clearly shows that he's taking this preparation very seriously and leaving nothing to chance ahead of the potential fight.
I'm not the most slickest, I'm not the most technical. Well conditioned. Stick in there. 12 rounds, what's it, 36 minutes?
1, 2, 1, 2, and then defense.
Eddie Hearn highlights that Carl Froch has always remained a student of the sport, constantly evolving his skills. Reports from inside the camp suggest that this mindset is exactly what's driving him to refine himself once again, away from the spotlight. However, there's a more serious side to the situation. If Froch is truly picking up new techniques from top-level training environments, then he may return as a completely different version of himself. Not the fighter fans are used to seeing. When you combine that growth with his well-known confidence and mentality, it could result in a much smarter and more aggressive approach than many are expecting.
Gone into other camps, kept evolving, kept learning, kept listening. You know, he has spent time in the Usyk camp. I don't think that's a secret. But I think any official announcement which hasn't been, I don't think, confirmed yet, will come from him.
Dominic Engel has issued a careful warning regarding Carl Froch, suggesting that stepping back into the ring right now might not be the smartest decision. According to reports within the camp, Froch may need to take a step back and honestly evaluate where he stands before committing to anything serious. While he's widely respected for his toughness and strong mentality, Engel's remarks suggest that physical preparation alone won't be enough. Without the right mindset and clear focus, even the best training might not translate into success inside the ring.
I just don't think it's the right move for him. I just think he just needs to dig deep and reassess himself, because that's the only person who can turn it around.
Adam Smith has revealed that Carl Froch is fully dedicated to elevating his game by spending time in top-tier training environments, including camps associated with Anthony Joshua. According to inside sources, Froch isn't just there to watch. He's actively learning and adapting to the structure, discipline, and advanced techniques used at the highest level. This kind of experience can significantly improve his timing, conditioning, and overall fight IQ, especially as he prepares for a heated rivalry with John Fury. It clearly shows that Froch is approaching this phase with serious intent and focus. This seriously behind the scenes.
I spoke to him on Monday night about this, and he wants to do this. He wants to spend time in Alexander's training camp, because those headquarters are like something I've never seen before in all my time in boxing. The way that Alexander trains is...
The way Alexander approaches his training reflects a certain intensity and discipline. Meanwhile, John Fury comes across with strong aggression and confidence, using his words to try and get under Carl Froch's skin. His tone makes it clear that he's not afraid of physical confrontation and is ready to step forward without hesitation. However, reports from behind the scenes suggest that this behavior is more about applying pressure and playing psychological games rather than following a calm, calculated strategy at the same time. His emotional approach could work both ways. It might boost his performance, but it could also turn into a weakness if things get out of control.
I'm going to box you for free. Not box you, fight you for free. I've got fame, I've got money, I've got enough. But what I want to do is do you some serious damage. Are you hearing me, you pig? So get plenty of steroids and juice down you, mate, because I will fight you tomorrow.
I'll take you on any time, even tomorrow. The challenge is thrown down with clear intent. Carl Froch fires back with the same level of intensity, directly confronting John Fury and making it known he plans to deal with him decisively in the ring. His words reflect strong confidence, experience, and a clear determination to take control right from the opening bell. The tone feels personal and aggressive, showing that Froch isn't just accepting the fight. He's fully embracing the rivalry. According to inside sources, this heated exchange is building serious pressure around the matchup, turning it into a tense showdown where neither side seems willing to back down.
The guy called Darren Till, yeah, he's been calling me out. He's been chatting shit, basically. Someone sent me a clip of him fighting a guy called Masvidal. He was asleep. Is he woke up yet? Is somebody find Darren Till? Is he woke up? Can you imagine? See, this is what I'm talking about. You've got someone like Till calling me out. He's getting absolutely ironed out by Masvidal with half a punch that's clipped him on the chin. Can you imagine if a professional boxer, as myself, my sort of level, you know what I've done, you know where I've been. Can you imagine if I hit him with a right hand or a right uppercut?
Dominic Engel draws attention to Carl Froch's fearless attitude, pointing out that he has never shied away from tough challenges at any point in his career. At the same time, Engel highlights a key concern. Froch hasn't always depended heavily on preparation, which brings his consistency into question. This suggests that his approach has often been direct, aggressive, and driven more by instinct and careful planning. However, in today's scenario, especially against someone like John Fury, that kind of mindset might not be enough. Proper preparation and a well-thought-out strategy could play a much bigger role than ever before.
Oh yeah, he would fight anybody, but that doesn't mean he was going to beat everybody, but he'd never turn the fight down and he would never back away. And he wouldn't even train.
Eddie Hearn explains that if John Fury were to approach Carl Froch aggressively at close range, Froch wouldn't hesitate to respond quickly and with authority. His statement reflects how experienced fighters naturally react when they feel challenged, especially in structured settings like press conferences. IT also underlines how easily these situations can spiral if limits are pushed too far, adding a real sense of danger to their rivalry, going beyond just words and turning into something more intense.
Each other.
If John Fury stuck it on Carl Froch in his space, I think he would chin him immediately.
Really? Even live on Netflix?
Yes. Because these guys, they don't allow you...
Joe Egan openly criticizes John Fury while showing full confidence in taking him on, whether inside the ring or even outside of it. His remarks challenge Fury's attitude, placing strong emphasis on respect, bravery, and the importance of competing under proper conditions. At the same time, Egan makes it clear that he isn't intimidated at all, which only adds more intensity to the ongoing tensions surrounding Carl Froch and the wider boxing scene.
Because he called me a fake and a fraud, fake hard man. I will show him how much of a fake hard man I am. He's the one that's shying away.
Johnny Nelson emphasizes that Carl Froch has a unique ability to capture attention and steer the narrative with his words. He describes Froch as a no-nonsense individual who keeps things simple and direct. This shows that Froch's personality and honesty continue to make him relevant, even when he's not actively fighting. IT also reinforces the idea that Froch remains a key figure in boxing discussions, thanks to his straightforward and unfiltered approach.
To get everybody's attention, and then he didn't need to do any more because that's what everybody's talking about. I think Carl is a straight shooter, so Carl will stay out.
Eddie Hearn highlights that spending consistent time in camp and engaging in high-level sparring are essential for improving a fighter's performance. He points out that being part of a structured training routine every day provides significant benefits for athletes. I end Carl Froch's case. This underlines why returning to disciplined camp routines and focused preparation could have a major impact if he decides to make a competitive comeback.
Fury would, so...
They both seem genuine about it.
Yeah, I think Fury kind of felt like, thanks for the support kind of thing. And AJ was like, cool, I'm not just supporting you, but I want good sparring. Like, I think one of the things that we got so right in the Ruiz fight was sparring. You know, it's the first time where we consistently had 7 or 8 guys in camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym, and also...
Johnny Nelson points out that watching Carl Froch in action remains exciting because of the energy and intensity he brings to every fight. He notes Froch's well-earned reputation for aggression and dominance, particularly when facing challenges. At the same time, Nelson acknowledges John Fury's role in generating attention through his outspoken personality. Overall, both fighters contribute to hype in their own way, keeping fans engaged and making the boxing conversation lively and entertaining.
Froch. I want to watch Froch on fight because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did a job. John did a job and got the excitement going, got people talking. That's exactly what he did.
John, I know.
Adam Smith described the interaction between John Fury and Carl Froch as more entertaining than truly hostile. He suggests that their exchanges are part of the show, fueled by their strong personalities and love for expressing bold opinions. According to Smith, both bring value to boxing through their presence and charisma. The emphasis is less on actual conflict and more on how their interactions create buzz, keeping fans engaged and invested in the sport's ongoing storylines.
Is that John Fury and Carl Froch on the cobbles will be fun. I think they both have a good fun doing that, but I'm sure it's all fun and games. They like to say what they believe. They like to say something that's controversial, and they're two big characters, and we love having them around the sports.
Spencer Oliver considers a potential matchup between Carl Froch and John Fury, suggesting that Froch's boxing experience could give him the advantage. He highlights Froch's skill, conditioning, and continued physical capability, even at his age. At the same time, Oliver notes Fury's strong presence and confidence, reminding fans that the fight wouldn't be entirely one-sided. His analysis shows that opinions are split, while also emphasizing excitement and curiosity such a clash would create among boxing fans.
John Fury, Carl Froch, who wins that one?
Difficult one to call, that, isn't it? You got to go with the Cobra. You got to go with the Cobra, mate.
Really?
The Cobra's dangerous. He's still in shape. 48 years of age.
John's standing over there behind you.
You got to go with John Fury. Yeah, no, it kicked off a little bit. But it wasn't only Carl Froch that he went into either, did he? He actually went into Lennox Lewis as well. He started steaming into Lennox Lewis a little bit, and I go, whoa, who wins that one?
Garrett Davies highlights John Fury's passionate nature, particularly when defending his family or stepping into confrontations. He explains that Fury's energy tends to rise in emotionally charged moments, making his reactions even more intense. Davies also notes from direct conversations that Fury is transparent about his willingness to face anyone. While his image may seem aggressive, this commentary shows a blend of intensity and pride, emphasizing how personal motivation fuels Fury's public statements and actions.
What John does, he's very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him right literally face to face, and I said, well, you know, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any man on.
Yeah.
You know the comments.
Yeah.
My guy.
Eddie Hearn makes it clear that he wouldn't bet against Carl Froch in a physical confrontation, particularly in a gritty, no-nonsense setting at the same time. He acknowledges John Fury's imposing presence, warning that things could quickly become chaotic if tensions escalate. His mention of possible rule-breaking highlights just how unpredictable such encounters can be. Despite this, Hearn emphasizes that Froch's instincts, aggression, and readiness to engage make him a formidable opponent in close-range exchanges, reinforcing his reputation as someone who never backs down.
Never back against Carl Froch on the cobbles. Ever. But John Fury's a big old lump. There'll be some illegal moves in there. Do you know what I mean? But if they ever get close, Carl will be swinging.
Liam Guff talks about the ongoing tension between John Fury and Carl Froch, knowing that their exchanges have even touched on the idea of an exhibition-style fight. He points out that Fury has shown a willingness to step in under the right financial conditions, while Froch has suggested doing it for charity. This back and forth highlights a mix of negotiation, pride, and public interest, with ego and money playing key roles. That Guff's commentary emphasizes that their rivalry has grown beyond just words, showing that, at least hypothetically, it could even turn into an actual event if circumstances align.
John Fury was doing that and goading Carl Froch, and I know John Fury doesn't like Carl Froch. Carl Froch mentions him, although I haven't really watched much of Carl Froch's videos lately. But Carl Froch, I know, has mentioned John Fury in the past. He's had a go with John Fury. They actually talked about having an actual, was it an exhibition or a boxing type match? And John Fury, any man, any time, was saying words to the effect of, oh, I'll fight you, Carl Froch, but the money has to be right. And Carl Froch basically said, all right, well, if we arrange payment.
Adola describes a tense moment when John Fury seemed ready to confront Carl Froch directly, adding extra drama to the press conference. He admits there was uncertainty about Fury's exact intentions, suggesting the situation was driven more by energy and presence than a concrete plan. Adola frames this as part of the entertainment value, showing how such confrontations help build storylines and keep fans engaged. His perspective highlights how these interactions blur the line between real conflict and promotional spectacle, contributing to the overall hype around their ongoing rivalry.
I mean, John Fury looked like he was trying to fight Carl Froch. Obviously, Carl has said a few things about John Fury over the last few months, and John Fury, being John Fury, went straight for him. I'm not quite sure what he was going to do if he got to him, but I guess that was the entertainment from the press conference.
This rivalry between Carl Froch and John Fury keeps fans talking, splitting opinions between confidence, skepticism, and pure entertainment. Some argue that Froch's experience and mindset give him the advantage in any real confrontation, while others point to Fury's size, aggression, and unpredictability as game-changing factors. Point one thing is certain: both fighters thrive in the spotlight and know how to keep the conversation alive, whether through their words, the tension they create, or the possibility of a real showdown. So, what do you think? Is this all just talk, or could we actually see them settle it in the ring? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing updates, analysis, and heated debates like this.